Hello guys and welcome to a new video. Today we'll be doing the last missing case from the MECC Finals 2025. It's a Sudoku case, so something like this. I hope you know this. Here, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. So, level 1, location is given, newspaper is given. So I use my easy indirect lambda cells newspaper, and then there is this awkward delimiter, and I use text before, and you get to the answer. What is the given square location? What number is in the given square location of the Sudoku puzzle? So now here, this was a little bit of a trap, because the Sudokus are always at a different position. And what I did was I did an address lookup for this sentence, but I could also use not the answer sheet, the locations given here and then go to down. So yeah, that would have been easier. So instead of those, I will use the locations. Serif based on movement. This is the reference row movement 2. And we have our starting location of our grid. And then extract numbers from a string. This is then returning both separate numbers. And I can then use cell ref movement. This is the starting cell reference. Column movement, it's this -1, and row movement is this -1. My sheet name is given with the newspaper, and I want to have indirect. And by then, I can simply returning the number that is in there. Some of the numbers in the given column. Yeah, so I can also do the following. I will make a table with, or not a table, something that is here returning for all Sudokus. So here we have our Sudokus. I think I should start with 21 and 0. The start position is given here. I simply have to move this up. Here we have the start position, and then equals R and sequence 9 and C and sequence 9, and then to call to row, and then I want to have all numbers for the given for the given Sudoku. Cell ref based on reference and movement. Fix the column. This is index of extract 1 and 2. Here fix the row, and this is intersectional operator extract the same. sheet name is given here, column fixed indirect yes. And then I can check this aside. And we have those numbers. And now column, row, and later something called field. And this is right 2. And left 2. And I can then simply do a filtering. So XLOOKUP for this value in here, returning all of this, and then XLOOKUP for this in my column row, returning this here. Hello, hello, not working. Interesting. XLOOKUP C1 and here. Okay, then we filter this if equals C1. It's basically the same, and the sum is 4, which is a bit weird. So let's check again. Is this here? No, should work. Oh no, I forgot something. Yeah, I forgot something here. The -1 and -1. -1, -1. Here we go. And now we have 30. Sum. All right. Some of the numbers in the same square, and therefore I'm doing something. Extract. Will this work? Yeah, it was okay. And here, because we know that since this is symmetric, we know that it is either going to 1, going to 4, or going to 7. And I would therefore do an XLOOKUP for all of those numbers in VStack 147, returning VStack 147 with the match mode exact match or next smaller item, and we then turning to the next smaller, which is either 1, 4, or 7. And these are then our corrected C and R values. And we can then say, okay, our field is R and this and C and this. And we then know which field this is. And can then say, okay, for the given Sudoku sheet and for the given field, what is the sum? But we have to correct this here. Extract each number from a string, and then XLOOKUP this in VStack 147, VStack 147. Match mode -1. Yeah. and then also equals R and this and C and this. Okay, now XLOOKUP for newspaper in here, returning all of this. And now let's try again with the filter with the XLOOKUP. Oh no, I know why it's not working. Yeah, understanding issue. This equals the field. $22, and then we can sum this. Something is wrong. Not good. Not good. I would have at least hopefully spotted this. Let's see what is wrong. N1, R4, C1. It's 23. I'm at 36. That's not good. If I switch there something. Yes. I have switched R and C. Okay, here we go. What possible values could be in the given square? We have information from row, column, and the square itself. So, because if you know Sudoku, you know numbers 1 to 9 should be both in the given column, in the given row, and the given square. Yes. I don't have my macros on, which is bad. Okay, I need my macros for this because I will data table the level. Here we go. So I could also use left to right to. So in the same row, I'll first look up for all of this. And then filter if it's either the same row. We have our row here. We need to call this and then also ignore blanks, which is not working, but that's not an issue. Or if it's in the same column, I think this was 24. Yeah, column was one above. Or now let's correct this here, XLOOKUP, this in VStack147, VStack147, match mode -1. We then have the square, so equals R and this number and C and this number. Same as this, but switch out for the corrected field. And now we can vstack all numbers, and we can use list not in list array, sequence 9. Okay, something is out. Here we go. And then sort and text join. Here we go. 81, 100, B1, B4. Calculated. We have some errors, but that is only because in the answer sheet it is inputted as text and not as numbers. Now, sum of all possible. What is the sum of the possible values of all empty squares in the puzzle that have only one possible value? Sounds complicated, but isn't. So we simply have to switch this to level 6. Okay, let us stay. And then we put everything together. In a single thing. I might have used a robot for this, but yesterday it wasn't working, so I do not want to risk this for this here. Here we go. It's simply stacking everything together. But now we also have to use here, right? This is right. This is left. Or the other way around. And this then is inputted here. And then we can simply say, or text join, and we get for the newspaper and the given square the thing. But now let's introduce all given squares and simply map this lambda a. It's missing somewhere. 8. Let's go to example 6. If error means there is nothing possible, what is the 41? The possible values. Okay. Yes. There's something missing. We also have to check if there is already in those cells an answer written. So XLOOKUP this and this in to call this and this returning to call of no. Yeah, I know. Of all of this. And now only if there is nothing in, then return this to call and now filter if len equals 1, and we have our numbers minus minus, and the sum is 41. 101, 120, B1, B4. Wait a second. Here we go. Now, level 7 is kind of hard because it is basically level 6 in a more extended form. So let's copy level 6. Yes to all. And I kind of has to change here a bit. So before everything, it's an XLOOKUP for the newspaper returning those cells and to call. This is the then the fields. Answers, and now let's put everything together. So if this is true, then X, otherwise use this monster of a formula. Okay, no. Okay, revert this. Before. So, yeah, I know. Level 7. Example 7. Here, newspaper given. We do this differently. So, these are our before answers. These are our fields. Now we want to do the first round of what is single possible answer, or fill this with the first round of answers. Therefore, we have to check. So if there is something in, then use this. Otherwise, do something. These are fillable. And if it's fillable. So let's do the following. I want to have this all in one sheet to call no transpose. Half VStack, this here, and the corrected field. Yes. So then if it's X, filter for this field. Let's do it for this field. VStack filter this if column equals the given column, and do the same if row equals row. I want to have the header fixed, no, the row fixed. Here the column, and here the column, and then last filter all of this out if the corrected cell equals the corrected cell. Column, row. And now list not in list, sequence 9. And here, for example, the answer 9 could be in, but since we know that here 2 is in, we have to redact this. And therefore I copy this in here where the x is. But have to change here something, change this to text join and map in here this, this, and this. Lambda RCF for field. R doesn't matter, this is C R F. Okay, calculation error, create. Okay, let's do this in a non-intelligent way. Simply track this down, and where we have a spill error, then we say 0. So let E if rows of E larger than 1, then 0, otherwise E. And then we can say where has something changed. Some minus minus. First, this unequal to this. Why is this larger? Okay. where something changed, and then some and this is then 8, which is right, 8, 9, 10, 7, 3, and we then try to drag this aside. This will not work. I have to adjust some stuff. This then has to be this 0, which is not good. This not in this filter rows. Nothing changed. Okay, I have to dig into this. Yes. Something should not be fixed. Because this is not an array, not a dynamic array. Here 9, and we can then simply drag this aside a few times and simply filter for isNumber. This is a little bit messy, so we'll toggle this filter. This here, if isNumber and larger than 0. And we can then make the product and get to our result, 120, 140, B1, B4. And we'll get to a result soon. Here we go. That's a lot, but might be. So here we go. All our answers are in. Let's go to the bonus questions. Labeled easy, medium, hard. The label is in here. So we can simply say instead of text before, we use text after. Drag this down. Group by. Count 8. Easy is 5. 11 for hard, 7 for this. Some product. I could why I'm not using dynamic arrays, don't know. It's 130. Which author is most prolific? So which author has written the most articles? I did it the following way. I used all the newspapers and then I made an easy indirect for the cells A1 to, let's see how large this is. Yeah, let's start at A1 for the given sheet name. Why is this not working? Interesting. area based on addresses. Sheet name indirect. Okay, this is working. Then concat everything. Drag down and use text split. And my delimiter is by. Make it case sensitive. Why is this returning to author map partial? And then text before. MVP. And equals to call. Where is it starting? Here. Group by count A, sort order -2, and something is odd. Something is odd. Ah, yes. I have an error here because I started too early. Yes. Okay, no spill errors. Let's do the same. To call over this area. And group by count A -2. And it's Chris Webb. In the puzzle name, what is the product count of the number of uppercase letters and lowercase letters? I have the names. Extract each type from a string, mix text, uppercase letters, and I think the number is searched. So len of this here and len of lowercase letters equals sum. Product is this number given here. What is the sum of all provided numbers in all Sudokus? And this is basically sum of this sheet here. And what is the score of the newspaper with the highest scoring name? Newspaper with the highest scoring name. They're all in B2. And we can therefore, this is B3, make a B4, a B5, and say OK for the given sheet. Exclude the first one, but that's not important. Easy indirect cells is B1. Sheet names are given here. Was it B2? It's B2, sorry for that. And then score based on letter. Added together, so split text into letters array, but we have to keep watch out for others. Let's hope this is not important. and then use code and -64, spreadsheet yes, and sum. And the highest score is what is the score of the highest? It's 171, which is wrong. Why is this wrong? Why is this wrong? Yes. Extract type from a string, only letters. Here we go, 233, which is right. There was spaces which we're not counting. Okay, here we go, 41 minutes. I think the attempt with doing this in this form should I have used earlier, for example here, and also the approach here, level 6 could basically be a sort of level 7 as well if done with a more wise approach. But anyways, I think 41 minutes for a 40 minutes case is okay. So thank you for your attention. I hope that you also watch the other MECC videos on my channel, and I hope to see you next time.